And then we'll just kind of duplicate that on the other side. No biggie. There we go. We'll put these away for now. We don't want any more out here on the porch, but we might include a few inside or elsewhere on the property, so that'll be all right. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, finally. We no longer need it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and see about installing the pillars for the bottom. But we may end up not using those. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and these were the exile ones. I want to match it. Probably in real life it was an actual structure. It needs a lot more pillars than this, but I'm just going to go with what feels okay. Maybe 0.8 will work. floating above the ground. So what I'll do is I'll find the one that's the highest, hopefully, and we'll size these up again. 0.9. So height 33. Quite touching. Again, I may not change, might not keep the stilt look, but for the time being, I think good to go ahead and put them in. So you can see how it looks. Because like I said, the original plan was to like have it over water, and that would be, the reasoning behind the stilts. Whether or not it's actually going to come out that way, I still don't know. This looks like it's sticking up. And actually, if like something indoors, we'll check that out in a little bit. But like with most things, you just have to give it a try, and if you decide that it doesn't work for you, then you go to plan B. Not a set in stone kind of deal. Okay, find this back better. As with any other part of it, copy paste is a big thing that you use quite a bit. Now, I do know some builders, as I said before, that like to do a lot of their calculations and stuff, and I'm sure they just type in the coordinates as they need them, but that's not my style. Okay, let's see. One here. I also want to get these in place just to kind of see where we are as far as decor count. I'm trying to get a lot of the general base stuff sorted. Because as we're getting closer and closer to the decor limit, that will determine how detailed I get on the landscaping and stuff like that. I'm still unsure about how that's going to go. Let's four. Just checking to see if those happen to line up the right same spot or not. Put one here at the divide line between the rooms. And then that one's already set there. And then I'll put a final one in the middle here. We need to get a few more colors. Copy. Paste. There we go. And let's see. Probably I'm right down the middle. The midline. Let's see. It's at 8:37. Let's see. Not quite sure how I'm going to cover that up. If I'm going to leave it where there's like some water down below, then I want to somehow cover this up, probably with a rock of some sort. Could just leave it exposed if I wanted, but what would be nice is if they add some customization options so that you can change the look of the hatch door itself. I assume that will eventually become a thing, but in the meantime, we just have to deal with it. Let's see. Color. We'll just put it here so we don't get confused as to what's already lined up and what isn't. So we want to copy this one. And I want to bring it out to where this one. And that's at 0.38. Another one from the front side. get this one. Copy this. Six, seven. Anything like that. Because of the hatch house. The hatch house is a little early as far as coordinates matching, just so. I'll just eyeball it. Close enough. And I think a couple more. So here. I don't know if this is going to work because sometimes the hatch house area, even if you punch in the coordinates, it doesn't jump to the right ones. It'll change it on its own. It looks like I have two more. A lot of stilts. This one's at 13.9. So copy, paste. Let's try it again. Copy, paste. That works. Again, I'm still gonna have to, if I leave it at the, as I said with the pillars, I'm gonna have to double up on the floors. So I guess what we'll do is we'll go ahead and sort that out now. What I need to try and do is figure out if there's a way that I can kind of minimize the number of floors I need, but still cover all of the area. So we'll go with the exile floors. I obviously have quite a few of those to play around with. So just lay a few out here. Let's see. Now let's just create up the floor. And what I have to have is, it has to be deep enough to cover the lowest item that's sticking out, which would be this poster. I think it's the lowest part. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's lower than that. So what I'll do, I'll just paste that. And let's see what the height is. 460. some more exile pillars. I need something to fill in the gap at the bottom. And I don't want to use wooden 2x4s because the color of it will clash a little with. I want to try and keep the main structure of the house pretty similar. I'm just going to dump a few of these out here. The trick is going to be finding one that's whose size I can use and not have it get too bulky on the bits showing up at the bottom. That actually may be a problem. I don't want it disrupting the interior of the home, which is something I probably should check anyway because some of the pillars that are being used. I'm mostly worried about them showing up like in the edges. Seems like all the places that I've used them, they not, but I think the other bits, the ones that I'm going to line along the floor, probably will. We'll test that out here and see. Probably going to be hard to see in the kitchen though because I have the cabinetry there, so maybe here. Tested here. Rotate that. And again, I need something that's going to fill in the gap here, but not intrude too much on the interior flooring. Hoping that I can get away with using it as the gap filler. Let's have a look. See if there's anything odd. No. Excellent. Trying to decide if I want this like smooth at the bottom or if I want that extra lip there. I want the edge of the bottom floor showing. That kind of thing. I think that's quite going to work with that side. So look way up there. Not to worry about that so much. There we go. Just looking how the corner fits. Kind of even, kind of not even. Thankfully, there's this pillar here that's kind of filling in a little gap here. Not too worried about the gappage in that location, but I may end up having to rework how the spacing is here just to kind of make sure there's not no funny gap there. Okay, I think that was at yeah, like right here, I'll probably need beams here kind of help cover up that bit. Now let's exile floors. And pillars. Since I already have this one at the right angle, I'll just copy. Paste and drag it over. Back. Again, this isn't like totally necessary if you build your house flat against the ground. You might want some kind of thickness so that maybe even though you can remove the clutter being the flowers and things like that, so that it's not shown in your flat home, there's still going to be some contour to the land. They don't have an actual perfectly flat plot space. So even if you lay your floorboards along the ground, there's going to be some gaps here and there. And you can hide that with rocks and stuff. But if you raise it up so that there's no intrusion of the soil, then you might find that you want to add some kind of a foundation kind of thing, and you can do this. You wouldn't have to do the boards, you would just need to do the pillars on the outside, or some other kind of way to seal that gap up. But just due to the nature of how I'm building this, I'm having to do both an extra floor and the trim. But you know, for someone else that might want to give this a try as far as making a raised home, this is one way to tackle it. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to move this a bit. Notice this is, you know, treasure chest that I have on the shelf there is kind of poking in the wall there. May have to scale it down just a little bit. Okay. Anyway, the weird lines that you might see here, it looks kind of like little dashed lines. That's more to do with my graphic setting. I have a lot of it set to low or medium, so the shading and stuff kind of acts a little weird. It's not the game itself, it's just my settings. Okay, let's see. See if we can get away with just butting these up against each other to kind of block that. So I don't have to move my pillars. Yeah, I think I can do that. Now that might look good. Maybe we can move this. That it kind of matches the side. There you go. That way at least looks kind of purposeful. I meant to have that. And hopefully this one matches up like it's supposed to. Something like so. I'm pretty cool. Good enough for me. The tricky ones might be this part here in the short corners, but we'll sort that out here shortly. Let's see, so what floors do we still need? We need from here. Yeah, I typed in the 460, but it didn't go there. I think it has to do with the hatch house. A lot of things about the hatch house they've fixed, but I think it introduced other new things so that it doesn't work quite like you would expect. So you still have to kind of double check, or just move it manually like this and hope that it works out okay. Now this part here is going to be a little trickier again because of the piece here, but see if I can get this to work out okay. And yeah, I know this looks like it's actually got a gap, but it isn't. It's just the trim of the different floor here makes it look a little weird. You just have to kind of look past that. Okay, so I need a few more pillars. And we're going to copy this one. Drag that over here. And the way I'll probably have to do this is first just set it here so that it matches with this little doohickey thing. And then copy it again to hopefully span that. And one more for the end here. Looks a little blinky. So let's 1 inches, just a smidge, just a little bit flashing. Okay, and then we have to do the same for this piece here. So, oh, look at that, it's just eating up the decor count there. Down to less than 200 pieces to go. Let's see. Color blur. Copy this one. And then we'll have to do that again for this side. Okay, and then finish pushing down the floors. What is this? Those I'll just have to ignore that there's no covering that up. I don't want to have to lower the floors even more because it just brings everything else down, and including these, and that just isn't going to work. Okay, so got that floor, I've got this whole line of floors done. Need to worry about this one here. Copy. And then this one we probably won't bring down all the way. But I like that, I think. Looking to see R. Okay. One. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting these floors in here. Got that sorted, and then we can finish putting in the trim. Let's see, we need one more piece, I think. Now, I won't be extending the flooring of the balcony. There's really no need for that. It's just the main house part. So exile floor. One more of those. We're good. Maybe two. Guess we need two. Okay. Oh, that worked like a charm, didn't it? One more. something like that. Okay, now it's just a matter of putting in all the pillars. So start off with let's see, it looked like we needed 1, 2, probably about 5. Just plop them all out right there. And we'll just do some more copy paste. And again, mostly just eyeballing this. I kind of look at some of the numbers, but a lot of it is just eyeballing. I know that the lip is one way to kind of look at it and see if it's kind of in the right place or not. And then what I'll do is I'll just copy paste the next step. Make sure I'm not selecting one of the already placed colors. Copy these. Move it over. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't notice this under here, but it's, you know, some of those things that you want to include the finishing bits. You don't want to leave it open. Okay, so this one here is copy. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I don't hit the wrong pillar here. Paste. There we go. So the floor is boxed in pretty good. The only bits that are kind of poking out a little weird is where I had to adjust for the pillars to kind of take these corners over. But everything else looks like it is where it should be. Nice and cleaned up. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so the hatch house. I really don't want anybody going off inside it because there's nothing in there. So let's see. Let's just see about covering that up. Just a cheap, easy way of dealing with it. Trick is going to be making sure that I can size it up big enough to cover it all, but still get away with sinking this object into the ground. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. There was at one point where you could sink it in pretty deep, but apparently that's not the case. Just see how much this is going to take. Looks to be about 3 or 4 pieces all together to get it just covered up. I'm gonna go ahead and buy 4 more, but we might not. It's 3. Lift it up and move it. Just a little bit so we can kind of play around with just trying to use as few pieces as I can, but that's not very easy to do because things cantankerously odd shaped and irritating. The main goal is to make sure there's not any bit open so that I can actually I may take more 4 pieces. So. A lot of trouble just to hide the door, I know, but just prefer not to have that interfere. I want it to just be kind of, I don't know. Would be nice if you could just choose not to have a house, period, hatch house or otherwise. You know, for some people they just don't want that. They'd really rather have the ability to maybe use the entire 2,000 above ground. Let's see. Maybe get it squared with 1. Maybe. Okay. Okay, I think we got it. Let's see. Oh. A little piece showing. Maybe that'll work. Try it again. Probably someone out there that will find one little gap that I didn't cover and go, get it done anyway. Trying to see if there's any way for them to kind of click it from here. I don't think so. One of those things like when you're building a cave or something, you want to make sure you hide all of them. See, there's a little bit. So, like we need 1 more. But like if you're building a cave or something like that, you have to check all the little gaps and holes that people might fall in or jump into or jump onto. Because if you don't, then someone's liable to get stuck. Granted, there's the little crystal button that you can use, but you don't want to make it too complicated for visitors, unless, you know, that's your purpose. Okay, I'm going to send that to crate for now. Let's see. And I'm gonna revisit the block here. I like the look of it. Not sure about what to use as the hands. I could just use pillars. I do have several of those to play around with. Maybe the dual one. No. Since I have several of them. Really got to scale it down quite a bit. So I had another window there. Really used a lot of posters. I think it was the colorful. Yeah. Gonna use it as the center knob thing. I think that's too big for that now, so let's oops. That was what I meant. Something like that, and then have the arm. So this needs to be rotated just a bit. Oh. This needs to go up. And copy. Something like that. Maybe rotate this. Perfect. Kind of looks orangey, wooden and stuff, but not that goofy, cuckoo clock that everybody uses. I'm still not sure I'm going to stick with this window dressing. I may just leave it open. Feels weird, but I'll leave it up for a little while. Just kind of make my decision about it. Overall, though, I think the kitchen is pretty done. I don't want to add a lot of junk into it. Just some like bare necessities kind of thing. Same way with the bedroom. I don't really want to overdo a lot of the doodads. Let's see. Wow, that thing comes in really huge. Don't want to just use. I just don't have a lot of little knickknacks for the shelves. Because, like I said, most of the time when I get items, they go straight to my main because he's the one I build most of the time on. And so my alts are kind of like stepchildren. They don't get any of the goodies. But I can put a few. Main thing I have to be careful about it again is that nothing's sticking out through the wall. Let's see, what kind of goodies can I buy off of? Wish there was a way to kind of deselect any kind of renown so I can just look at what's purchasable with money. Bed, chair. Let's see, maybe we just go to a specific battle horn. I don't know, this looks weird. Cheap though. I don't know, maybe it's something my alt got in some kind of spears, rod. Again, I'm looking for cheap stuff. Cheap is good. No. Curtain, no. Something like that in the bathtub. No. Rocks. Bottle. More rocks. Pumpkins. Some weird obelisk thing. Really rock. We'll put a bucket or something. This is a good place for a rock. Okay. Eggs. Gargoyle. Wow, that's 4 gold for that thing? I don't think so. Got some tires, weather vane, what other kind of stuff? A lot of that's all expensive. Books and papers. Small book stack. Maybe we can get away with some book stacks here. Do a couple of them. I'll go ahead and splurge again. Okay. Open book. Let's see. No. Maybe couple of do. Actually, I might have some crates. Do I have crates? No. Just do like 3. Let's get one of these and the other. Crates, crates, tanks, stacks, crate. Okay, so what I wanted to do here is that down a bit. Maybe not that far. Just a simple little pyramid stack of boxes. You know, you could shrink these down even further if you want to do like a children's room. You could make little building blocks, you know, like your ABC blocks you see kids playing with, just something like that. Again, I'm going to have to check these outside to see if they're sticking out the wall. And if they are, then I'll have to make adjustments for that. But kind of hard to see if it's like floating above the other stack or what, but just trying to give it a little variety different here and there. Maybe I should put this one on the bottom and that one on the top. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So it doesn't look too similar on the top there. And then this will scale down. And so and then we'll put the 2 bases down on the bottom one. I think that it almost fills up everything. 1 or 2 items. You don't have to really cram pack it full of stuff. You can if you want. In my case, I don't want to fill it too much because then that makes it, again, we're talking about decor count here. We're already 837 out of 1,000, so I do want to have a good amount of stuff to play around with for the yard and the landscaping. So that is something to consider. Something like that. So we got some stuffs. And then this strange little goblin. I'm going to force myself to use it just like it is. It's a really huge goblin. Looks funky. It's weird. Maybe I use it different. Good thing. This is another good item, kind of like the sandbags. The small tan sack is good for if you want to make like dirt, some kind of ground. It's a little different than the usual. It's not sure it's going to work exactly like I'm wanting to do here. Kind of close. Maybe wondering what in the world is she trying to build, but I think it'll make more sense here. Maybe. Anyone's guess. So, okay, so let's see. A little rock. Pull that down quite a bit. And here, maybe even more. And try 10. There we go. And let me see. Don't want to get super fancy with what I'm thinking of, but I may have to come back to it later because what I'm thinking of in my head, I'll have to craft a couple of things. Yeah, I think we'll just craft a few things. I don't think I have anything on hand that will work, I'm thinking. Because I think that string on the balloon will be kind of annoying. Not something that you can easily get rid of. I don't know. I'll think of something. It's going to be some kind of a little or terrarium for a turtle or something. I don't know. I can get a hold of a cheap plushie or something. I don't think there's any for sale on the printers. There's a Macari. That's like 10,000 renounds. A little beyond what I'm willing to spend. Let's see. So I got 3 more shelves to put some kind of little doodad on. And I have 4 walls that I might want to hang something on, some kind of wall decorations. And then I think that'll be it for the bedroom. Because again, I kind of want to leave things kind of Spartan. The bathroom, I'm pretty happy with how it is. Maybe something here, or move this to the center altogether, just to kind of fill that space up a little better. And maybe a shelf here for like laundry detergent. That's about all that I really want to go into for the bathroom. Beyond that, I think it's pretty squared away in the interior, so just a few more items and decision on the window treatment. I'm pretty sure that's not going to stay. We'll probably just leave it and see how far we can get on the exterior of the house. Figuring out what I'm going to make here, kind of thing. But I think we will leave that at that for today. It's already getting pretty late. And while it has cooled down a little bit up here, the bit of breeze that I can feel now, it's still pretty warm, and I'd rather spend my afternoon downstairs when it's cooler. So I appreciate those coming in to take a view. and hopefully you can join me again tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow is Friday, so we'll have one more day of probably working on the house. I don't think I'll finish it tomorrow because for me, even little details can kind of string out. Sorry about the tractor. Even if it sounds like I'm nearing the end, it's probably going to I can probably squeeze out another day or two of building on that. But I will put some effort, at least this weekend, into sorting out how I'm going to approach the CBDC project and begin work on it probably next week. And we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I appreciate you coming in and having a look. If you're joining me through YouTube or whatever, I appreciate the views there as well. And hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.